right, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. Well, or good evening on the other side of the world. Let's get started. And today is going to be our Unit 3, Lesson 1. What do you eat? And again, I just want to do a quick recap for those students. If you have YouTube channel, you can have access to YouTube channel. Check out our Capanova, the YouTube site. All the classes, we have recording, and they are all in our Capanova YouTube channel. So again, what I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable, with this class is I know there's a lot of content, there's quite a lot, we're crashing through. But the goal is not to master every sentence. Of course, that would be ideal, but what we hope is at least that this is like a, just touchdown almost like on every subject as long as you have some basic concept, some basic words and basic sentence structure, and I think that will be very helpful. So again, keep on learning, and if you have any trouble, remember what we have taught in the class. Go back to the YouTube channel and go review the classes we have went through. All right. Aaron is going to be our lead teacher today, and Aaron, stage is yours.
Thank you. I will share my screen now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So as Joel 老师 said, we're going to be learning about Unit 3, Lesson 1 today, which is what do you eat? So today's agenda, so I split it into a couple sections here. So first we'll review the sentences from last class, and then we have some new essential vocabulary, and then we'll look at the new sentences for today, talking about the meals and daily food. Following that, we have some grammar focus, and then a cultural note, and lastly, we're going to practice with some substitution and dialogue at the end.
Great. Thank you,
So
Aaron.
here's the review sentences from last class. So I'll read through it, and then hopefully everyone can open their mics and read with me the second time. So first time, 周末我一般不工作. This means I usually don't work on the weekends.
Okay.
So can everyone open their mics and repeat after me?
Sure.
周末
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 我一
我
般
我一
我一
般
般
不工作.
不工
不
作，
工作，
Yeah. And number two, 我会睡得晚一点, which means I sleep a bit later. So 我会
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 睡得
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 晚一点.
晚一
晚
点，
一点，
Okay. 有时候我会见朋友, which means sometimes I meet friends. 有时候
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 我会
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 见朋友.
见朋
见
友，
朋友，
Yep. Number four, 我们一起吃饭聊天. This means we eat and chat together. 我们
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 一起
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 吃饭聊天.
吃饭
吃饭
聊天。
聊天。
Perfect. Number five, 我周末喜欢待在家, which means I like staying at home on weekends. 我周末
我周
我
末
周末
喜欢
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 待在家.
待在家，
待在家。
Yep. Number six,
我周
我
末
会看看书. This means I will read books or I read a bit. So 我会
我
我
会
会
看看书。
看看
看
书，
看书，
Number 7.
会
我也会听音乐或者打球。This means I also listen to music or play sports. 我也会
我也
我
会
也会
听音乐
听音
听
乐
音乐
或者打球。
或者打
或者
球。
打球。
周末过得很快，meaning weekends pass really quickly. So 周末
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 过得很快。
过得
过得
很快，
很快，
Yeah.
周末过
我
得很
希望多休息。This means I hope to rest more. 我希望
我希
我
望
希望
多休息。
多休
多
息。
休
Last one. 你周末通常做什么？ This means what do you usually do on the weekends? 你周末
你周
你
末
通常
通常
做什么？
做什么？
做
All right, so that is the review section from last class. Now I will go through some of the new or essential vocabulary for today's lesson. So we have essential vocabulary for eating and food. The first one is 吃, which means to eat. So 吃. And then we have and then we have 吃饭, which means to eat meal or to have a meal. So 吃饭.
吃
吃饭，
饭
Yep. After that is 米饭. This means rice. 米饭.
米
米
饭，
饭
Then 面条. This one means noodles. 面条.
面
面
面
条，
条
Then 食物. 食物 means food. So 食物.
食
食
物，
物
And last we have 中餐. This means Chinese food or Chinese cuisine. 中餐.
中
中餐，
中餐
Yeah.
中餐
And some more vocabulary or essential words for the lesson today are about preferences or habits. So first one is 喜欢, which means like. 喜欢.
喜
喜欢
欢
And then 不喜欢, which means don't like. 不喜欢.
不嗯
不喜欢，
Yeah.
不喜
And
欢
then 也. Today we'll look over 也 later on in the lesson as well. It means also. 也.
也
And 在 means at or in, like a location. So 在.
在
在
And then we have 重要. 重要 means important. So 重要.
重要，
重要
And last is 浪费, which means
浪费，
浪费.
浪费。
对
All right. So the way I structured this lesson is I have the sentences next because I feel like that makes sense. So maybe the other classes weren't like this, but I think we should do sentences first. So the first
Aaron,
Yeah.
Do you mind just go over those key vocabulary one more time? And so
oh
they,
yeah,
yeah, sorry, just
Okay.
lead everybody, read through those one more time, and hopefully, yeah, you usually just one time is hard to capture. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I'll just read it one time and then you can repeat it. So
Yeah.
吃
吃
吃
吃
吃饭
吃
吃饭，
饭
米饭
米
米饭，
饭
面条
面
面
条，
条
食物
食
食物，
物
中餐
中餐，
中餐
then 喜欢
喜
喜欢，
欢
不喜欢
不喜
不喜欢
也
也
在
在
重要
重要
浪费。
浪费。
All right.
Nice.
Now we will move on to the sentences for today. Let me see. So here's first sentence. 你平时吃什么? This means what do you usually eat? And I guess I'll read it again and then everyone can repeat. 你平时吃什么?
你平
你
时
平时
吃什么？
Number 2 is 我早饭吃的比较简单, which means I have a simple breakfast. So 我早饭
我早
我
饭
早饭
吃的
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 比较简单。
比较
比较
简单。
简单。我
Number
早
3,
这样
午
简单。
饭我在外面吃. This means I eat lunch outside. 午饭
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 我在
我在
外面吃.
外
外面
面吃。
吃。
Number 4, 晚饭我喜欢在家吃. This means I like to eat dinner at home. 晚饭
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 我喜欢
我
我
喜欢
喜欢
在家吃.
在
在家
家吃。
吃。
Right. Number 5, 我喜欢米饭. This means I like rice. 我喜欢
我
我喜
喜欢
欢
米饭.
米饭。
All right.
是
Number 6 is similar. 我也喜欢面条, which means I also like noodles. 我也喜
我也
欢
我
我
我也
也喜
喜
欢
欢
面条.
面条。
面条。
Got it. Number 7, 中餐的选择很多, meaning there are many choices in Chinese food. 中餐
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 的选择
的
的
选择
选择
很多.
很
很多。
多。
Number 8, 吃饭很重要, which means eating meals is very important. 吃饭
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 很重要.
很重要。
很重要。
Number 9, 我不喜欢浪费食物, which means I don't like wasting food. 我不喜欢
我不
我不
喜欢
喜欢
浪费食物.
浪
浪费
费。
食物。
Yeah. And last one, 你喜欢中餐吗? This means do you like Chinese food? 你喜欢
你喜
你
欢
喜欢
中餐吗?
中餐
中
吗？
餐吗？
Yeah. And so now we have some grammar focus for today's lesson. So the first word we'll be looking at is the, or the. It's the here, I think. So what is the? So in the context of verbs, the is used after your verb to describe like to what extent or to what degree an action is done. And the structure for the use of this word is you have a verb first, and then you have the, and then you have an adjective. So here are a few examples on the right. 我吃的很多, and so the verb here is 吃的, I mean 吃, and then 的很多 means a lot. So I eat a lot. And then 他跑得很快 is the next one. It means he runs fast. And here the verb is 跑, which means run. And then the adjective is 很快, meaning fast. And the is put like between them to have the grammatically correct sentence. And then the last one, 我早饭吃的比较简单, which means I eat a relatively simple breakfast. and the de is placed between the 吃, which means like eat, and then the adjective, which is 比较简单 or relatively simple. And so I'll give like a few seconds to look at this slide.
Yeah, so everyone, if you have any questions, please feel free, raise your hand or post your questions. Again, this is the grammar focus for today. 得. All right.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not the same as in English. This is not equally to the same how we do it in English. This one is a bit different.
Yeah, so today our lesson only talks about this specific word, but there's actually two other does, so it's kind of confusing. This one's specifically used after your verb and before your adjective. There's another the, which is a the. That one is used before your verb and after your adjective. It's kind of swapped. So depending on where your verb is, you're gonna have different like word for the. So when you like
Yeah.
say it in like conversation, they sound the same, but when you write it, the words are different. I guess like that's like pretty complicated, but I think today,
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, Ari, you did a good job. And Duncan, you just asked a very difficult question. um, 的, 地, 得, they sound all similar, but they had very different meanings. In this particular case, 得, is sometimes, kind of like emphasize, kind of emphasize I ate a lot, I ran really fast, I worked really hard, so again, the is almost like emphasize and describe the degree of the action that gets done. 地, those are another two different, I don't think they're verbs, but anyway, that used quite often in the sentence, but maybe some other lessons, we will try to introduce the other two, how to use those in the sentence. All right, so just remember today, 得, 我吃的很多means I ate a lot. 我跑得很快，他跑得很快。Again, runs really fast. 我早饭吃的比较简单。I ate very simple, breakfast, relatively simple breakfast. It's sort of like emphasize on the action and, the degree of the action. Hope that helps a little.
I think in this context, it emphasizes the degree of which the verb is being done.
I feel like
Is
the best way to understand it is just to remember it comes after the verb. That's like how I remember it, at least when I'm writing, because this one comes after verb, the other one comes before the verb, and another one doesn't have a verb. That's how I remember. I think that's enough for today.
Aaron, that's very smart. Yeah, that's very smart. And again, you are correct. And like this one, just use the trick Aaron just told you. This always follows after the verb, and the other two, they have different positions. One is before the verb, and the other one, 的, 我的, 你的. Those are typically after the nouns. So those are some of the tricks. Okay, good question. Duncan, you just, get into the depth of the Chinese learning. All right, keep going, Aaron.
So there's actually two more like
Oh, Lord.
words to look at, I guess. They're
Okay.
not as complicated. So the first one is yeah, which means we kind of talked about it earlier. It means also or to, and it's used to describe like something that's similar to an object or a thing or event. So the structure is you have a subject and then you have yeah, and then you can have a verb or an adjective that follows. So some examples here are 我也喜欢米饭, which means I also like rice. And then this next one, 他也吃面条, which means he also eats noodles. And then this last one, 我也在家吃饭, means I also eat at home. And so I think yeah, it's pretty easy to understand. You just kind of means also, and you kind of add it to say that you also do something or you have a similar situation. So let's just look at the first one, for example. 我也喜欢米饭. Like if someone else said 我喜欢米饭, and then you can respond with 我也喜欢米饭. So you also like rice, kind of to show like a similarity. And if there's no questions, I think we should move on. There's some other stuff to cover as well.
Yeah, keep going.
And this last word or phrase we're gonna look at today is 很多, which means many or a lot and describes like a large quantity. So the structure of this usage is kind of, there's a lot of ways to use it. So 很多, you can put it before a noun, but you can also put it after a verb. And so it really depends on the situation. So here are some examples we can look at. 中餐的选择很多. This one means there are many choices in Chinese food. And here, the 很多 is used to describe your choices, your 选择. So it comes after the 选择, and so it says many choices. And then here, 我吃, I guess it should be 吃的很多. 吃的很多 means you like eat a lot. And 很多 follows your 吃, which means you eat, it follows the verb eat. So you therefore eat a lot. And then the last one, 我有很多朋友. And 很多 means it like describes your friends here. So you have many or a lot of friends. And that's kind of like an overview of 很多. Any questions or quick comments?
From my side, no question.
Aaron, you did a really good job.
All right, let's see what's next. Yeah, so the cultural note. So here's like a brief cultural note about food in China. So eating is like a frequent conversation and topic in China, and often a lot of people like to talk about food in their everyday conversations. And something about the staple foods. So it's actually really unique in China. In North China, they primarily eat wheat-based foods or like flour-based foods, like 面条 and noodles or dumplings, and like 油条, which is like fried, I don't know what you call it, fried dough for bread.
Bridal, yeah.
And then in South China, you have more grain-based foods, which is like rice and mifan and different types of rice. And so that's like a key like difference between Northern China and their South China and their like staple foods. But also there's a lot of regional diversity in each region. So China has 8 major regional cuisines, which is like a overview, but we're not going to get specific into that. But each of them has their distinct flavors and ingredients as well as cooking styles. And then the food really depends on the climate of the region, the geography, as well as some of the local ingredients that are available to the people. So here's some Chinese food to make me hungry.
Same here.
Okay. I guess this is the last slide before we do breakout rooms and some
Okay.
practice substitution. So I guess I'll go through each example and explain kind of how it works. So the first one here, 我早饭吃 blank, which means I eat like something for breakfast. And here you can usually substitute like a common breakfast food, like a noun, such as 米饭, rice, 面条, noodles, 包子, like buns, or 鸡蛋, which means eggs. So here I could say 我早饭吃鸡蛋和包子, which means for breakfast I eat eggs and buns. And then for number 2, 我喜欢 blank. So I like something. This one is very open. You can answer it with like a noun, a food, a drink, also an activity or something you enjoy. So here's some examples here. So 我喜欢 吃水果, which is here, it means I like to eat fruits. Or 我喜欢看书 means I like to read books. And that one is another great one to use anytime. And so number 3 here is 午饭我在 something 吃, which means I eat lunch at like a location. And so here you would put in a location such as your home, your school, outside, or like at a restaurant. For example, you could say 午饭我在餐厅吃, which means for lunch I'll be eating at a restaurant or like a diner or someplace like that. And then the last one here, 我吃的, and this is the we learned today, and you use some sort of adjective here for like how much you eat or how fast you eat or how quickly or how slow you eat. And that's kind of shown here where you could say 我吃的很多, which means I eat a lot, or 我吃的很快, which means I eat really quickly. Or you could say 我吃的比较慢, which means I eat relatively slowly. And so these are kind of ways you can plug in these nouns or these adjectives to form sentences. And so yeah, that's all my lesson for now. We can do breakout rooms and then have some practice dialogue at the end.
Great, great. Aaron, you did a really good job. Thank you so much. And we're going to go to the breakout room. And here is what I want everybody to focus on. For all the TAs, when you get your assigned students, I want you to focus on the basic vocabulary and also the basic grammar. 得也很多. And after the breakout room, we will come back around 11:50, and we are going to give our students a show time. And I am going to ask the question, 你喜欢中餐吗? Do you like Chinese food? And I want each student to reply using what you learned today and give me 5 sentences. Okay? 我喜欢中餐。我早餐吃了什么什么。我早餐吃的很多。我喜欢油条。我也喜欢包子。So again, use the basic vocabulary and use the basic grammar. And for all the TAs, again, help your students structure those 5 sentences. And like I said, when we come back to the classroom, I am going to ask the question, do you like Chinese food? And I want the students to reply in 5 sentences minimum. All right? Okay, let me go assign breakout room. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have 4 workout rooms. Two, two, four, 1. Do we only have, yeah, I guess we just lost a student. That's okay. So Tyson, I'm going to move you to room 1. And I am going to stay, yeah, open all rooms. Go ahead. All right. Okay. Let's see, where are all the students? Okay, they're coming back. And I had chance visited each breakout room, and I have to say I was truly impressed with everyone. And with the last few minutes of class for today, we are going to get our students the chance to do a little showcase, show and tell. All right. Okay. Anyone who wants to be the first? Duncan, Isaac, Lucky, which one? Who wants to be the first?
I think I'll go first. The break room time today was very, very less. I only managed to do 3 sentences, so instead of 5.
That's okay. You can do it.
So
Okay. Duncan, yeah, let's do it. Okay. 你喜
so
欢中餐吗？
so mine I'm assuming I have my friends. So me and my friends.
Yeah.
One is first is woman 也喜欢面条.
Mm-hmm.
And then still on that same context is woman 要很多面条. And 我们吃得快.
Okay.
I think these are
There's
the 3 sentences I managed to construct.
That's pretty good. Congratulations, Duncan. Good job. Good job. All right. 3 sentences is good. All right. Keep practicing. Okay, Duncan? All right. Next, Isaac, Lucky, who wants to be the next? Come on. Yeah, Isaac,
我来
go.
老师
Yes, you're the brave one. Go.
，OK。
你
So
喜
you
欢中
ask me
餐吗？
question，我很喜欢中菜，比如北京烤鸭、
Wow.
面条，
Uh-huh.
还有豆腐。
Great, great. Keep going.
我常常在餐厅吃饭，在肯尼亚，我喜欢吃面条，还有米饭。
哇塞. All right. Congratulations, Isaac. You're amazing, amazing. You even used the word we never taught in the class, 北京烤鸭. That's very brilliant. Okay, thank you. You know what? If you have a chance, go to Beijing or I will love to be your host and treat you for 北京烤鸭. All right?
I
All
will,
right.
I will.
All right, Lucky, you're the last one. Lucky?
我喜欢吃中餐。
Okay.
我平时在我平时在我平时在餐厅吃午饭。
Uh-huh.
我平时like, do we have like a certain structure that we are supposed to follow, or we are just saying sentences?
Say it again, Lucky.
Do we have a certain structure that we are supposed to follow, or you just say random sentences?
You just say random sentences, whatever you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start. 我喜欢吃中餐。我平时跟我的朋友一起去餐厅吃中餐。我们也会听音乐或者聊天。
哇塞，nice. Keep going.
我们也喜欢一起去玩儿。
Nice.
周末我们一般不工作，所以我们平时见面。我喜欢学习韩语。
Right, very nice, very nice. Wow. All right. Okay. Well done, Lucky. And I have to tell you, um, your pronunciation is perhaps the best. Um, and the really I can tell you're really comfortable with the four tones. And the only thing that you probably, I know it's hard, and also we have a very short time, only 1 hour, and you just needs to have a little bit more practice on the vocabulary. And so the more vocabulary you have, it will help you, structure sentences better. So, but Lucky, I am so impressed. And again, the progress that you all make is truly impressive. Isaac, same here, same as Lucky, and I just want to say congratulations. And I am so glad to see you in this class. And Duncan, I know it is hard, especially I know you're struggling with the four tones sometimes, but you're getting there. You're getting there. Just keep practicing, okay? All right, you're doing well. All right, all the student teachers, and I just want to say thank you one more time. And I visited each breakout room. You are very, very good, very responsible, and thank you for your time and effort. I will see you next week. And I want to give the special thanks to Aaron. You did an excellent job today. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to close the class for today. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. Bye.
再见，再见。
再见，拜拜。
拜拜，老师。